Hi there, welcome to the Inline Super Trader Education Weekly Market Update. Before I'm gonna analyze, see what the plan or the game plan or what even the market's gonna do for this week. Just a reminder, tomorrow we're having a webinar with the secret to making money consistently from trading. This from 3 p.m. to 4:30 Pacific Standard Time, and this will be September 17th. So California time. Make sure to check your time zone and pretty much where you're at. Um, September 25, how to read price action properly through supply and demand. That's also free. That is going. It's not an online webinar, so just to let you know, that will be at the Trader Dojo. That will be in the office, and feel free to come along. That's from 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. Alright, so that's it pretty much for the quick news. Let's go through and have a look at the macro fundamentals. Just to let you know, I want you to be aware of the markets this week. Simply, well, in Europe we have consumer price index, we have the German ZEW economic sentiment, and then we have the manufacturing sales and core CPI. Wednesday, this is actually a really important day, so if you're day trading, just be aware of what the news is bound to happen. We'll start off first from base in the UK, the pound, right? You have MPC asset purchase facility votes, ZEW economic expectations, and then in the US you have building permits, as early as 8:30, and then around at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time we have FOMC economic projections, FOMC statements, federal funds rate, 2:30 FOMC press conference. So just be careful in terms of that. And then New Zealand, you have a GDP, and in Japan you have Bank of Japan Governor Kuroda will talk. LIBOR rate in Switzerland, likewise for SNB, monetary policy statement. Back to Great Britain, you have retail sales, mainly for Thursday, then unemployment claims, existing home sales, and Philly Feds. So going to be a very busy week this week. And then Friday there is another sort of from 12:30 to 12:55, another FOMC sort of talk right there from George to Tarullo, and also Bullard as well. So yes, just part of your awareness. Just be careful in terms of what intent you'll be trading. All right, going through then, looking at the Dow Jones from last week's bullish week last week. Now the probability that is going to continue this week is highly probable. So as part of now the caveat, since the market is always dynamic, it always moves, clear breakout pretty much of a really good supply level, also gets through the level of the retracement of 60%, breaking out very clearly, then the odds and probability to go through back to 100% and to create a new higher high is actually highly probable. So the projection is still around the 16,000 mark from what I've basically stated for the last month or two is still on track, and it's just too strong, too powerful. And regardless of what the FOMC meetings are going to do as well, actually the probability it may continue is highly probable. So looking at the daily chart, you can see through there, after stability, continuation, look at the big boost of the markets, right? So today, to reach 15,650 it's just around the corner. So probability, like I said, that the market is going to continue to go further, medium term now to also longer term is highly probable. All right, and shorter term, if depending on what the Fed is going to state or dictate, then we might have some form of a stability once again, or they're gonna retest the 15650. But if the price is just gonna remain this way, then the next two, even tomorrow, the price is gonna continue. Is highly probable, and then there could be some slight uncertainty or stability, minor correction before a continuation. Then again, if we're just looking at the weekly itself, too strong. Okay, you can't actually fight it for 1 week to go through above one, actually 1, 2, 3 weeks in a row. It's pretty strong. And now even on the monthly chart itself, the question would be is which one now is a fake out, either this one or that one. But now with the bulls currently back in control, so we have a higher high, higher low. Next one will be higher high again. Alright, so that's pretty much it with the Dow Jones. Last but not least, I want to have a quick look at the dollar index. Dollar index is also currently pretty weak, but we have a higher high and a higher low based on the last one. But based on the weekly from last week's really bearish bar, it's kind of interesting actually that on the daily hasn't really moved much. So it's back in a level of demand at this point in time, and then there's also that slight chance that it could still create a rebound like they're on the 8180, since we have higher highs, higher lows still. Then there's also still a probability it could go back to 8280. So in the currency markets, since everything is way overbought, there's also that probability that it could correct itself to the downside as well. Okay, that's based on the dollar index. If we look at gold, and gold basically dropped last week more than about 2%. I reckon there's some more continuation. In my own opinion, this is just a slight minor correction, and I believe there's a little bit more room in order for gold to drop even to as low as 1100 all the way down. The major one is a big, good, strong demand. It's about $1,000 an ounce. Okay, so back to the daily. You can see through the daily chart right here. Yeah, it's just another continuous stabilization, continuation of gold to the downside, and it could head back around the 1280 mark for a shorter term downtrend. A shorter term drop, actually, in terms of the trend itself. Alright, so that is my report basically for the week. Sorry, there's one more that I'm curious as well looking. Crude oil. So it's still very bullish, and yeah, there's a gap down to, the downside right here, but stabilization, consolidation, and pretty much on the sideways movement. So overall, I believe there's still some more room in order for this to head back to the upside as well. Some form of uncertainty. So as far as I'm concerned, they're just waiting for that report by Wednesday just to see a clearer picture to where the basically market is going to go. So far so good. Bulls are currently in control at this level and point in time. Price to beat 15650. Alright guys, I hope you enjoy that. At least now you know what type of plan you should be creating. Since in reaching a level of supply, just be aware of your day trading. Also be aware, and remember the market is very dynamic. Unless if your viewpoint is more of a medium to longer term, then for me, I'm bullish. Alright guys, take care until next time. Happy trading.